it's Nicole Spohr and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to be sharing 20 holiday gift tags with you using components from the Simon Says Stamp 2020 limited edition holiday tag kit. This is an incredible kit that goes usually every year when they release this really quickly, but hopefully you will find some ideas in this video for creating tags even if you don't get the kit. I will be using some other Simon Says Stamp products for my tags today. I'm just going to take you a quick peek through everything you get in the kit. I've showed you the sticker book, some acetate sheets, pattern paper, a brand new tag die, a brand new embossing folder, awesome lots and lots of tags, a brand new 6x8 stamp set, cardstock, twine, washi tape, stickles, all kinds of good stuff in this kit. So really everything you need to create lots of amazing gift tags, either for holidays or maybe you want to use them for other projects. So lots of good stuff, fantastic value. And for me personally, because I like to find ways to not only, create tags or cards or whatever the case may be to share with you guys, but to also create something that I can use myself. And I think I have mentioned before, however, if you're new here, you've probably not heard me say this, but if you have been around, you probably have. I like to do a kind of traditional red and white type of gift wrap that matches my tree. My tree is red and white. And so I generally create tags that will go with that. So you're going to see a lot of that in my tags today. Please keep in mind, you can do your gift tags to match your holiday wrapping. I am going to be using Santa Man and also be creating some really simple stamp tags with all of the KRAFT tags in this kit. So there's going to be 6 large tags and 6 small. That is what I started out with as far as creating with the kit today. We're going to stamp the back of our large tags first with a sentiment and then a to and from, whether that's the little gift box to and from the stamp set or the individual cursive to and from. And I am going to do 2 of each, meaning there is going to be, I believe the first one I showed you there is don't open until Christmas, and then it has the gift box to and from. It is. And then we are also going to be using the larger script, a holiday surprise for you, and then the cursive to and from. And we will also be using a gift from me to you and the cursive to and from. We're going to do all 6 of the large tags this way. I'm stamping with black VersaFine, VersaFine ONYX black ink, I guess I want to say. This is probably my favorite ink for ink coverage, if that makes sense. If I'm going to be coloring, this is not the kind of ink you want to use for that. I will use it with Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, but I do not use this for Copics or things like that. But if I'm stamping a solid image like a sentiment, I love this black ink for that, and it really works great on the KRAFT tags. I wanted something nice and bold and very classic. It saves time for sure creating more than one of a design. I obviously wanted to showcase and show you guys multiple sentiments in this video, so I did 3 different styles, but if you want to simplify that, you can always go ahead and just do all of the same sentiment, and that would definitely save time. I highly recommend using a stamp positioner tool like the Misty that I'm using here, since it makes perfect placement a breeze, and maybe you don't get something stamped perfectly the first time. You can always go back and stamp that again, which is such a handy feature. Now I did all the black stamping, and you'll notice in the finished tags there's white snowflakes. I'm going to do that next. It was something I added a little bit later. I felt like the tags were lacking something. I had actually gone ahead and die cut all of the Snowman pieces that we'll be using to decorate the front of the tags. Snowman, I've used him before. I will link to that video at the end of this one for some other tag ideas from this year, but he's probably my favorite die of the season. It's funny, when he was released, I did not realize this was going to be one of my most used and most favorite dies, but I have found so many ways to use him, and I think he makes awesome gift tags, so that's why I'm going to incorporate him into this holiday tag kit for these tags. Now, the smaller tags, of course, are going to be too small for Snowman, but sometimes you just need a smaller tag. The large tags are great, but on a smaller package, you are not going to want to put a huge tag. So I love having a variety, and I love having a variety that some are super simple and some are a little bit more elaborate. It takes all of them, I think. So we're going to be using a combination of black and white ink here, the black VersaFine, and then the Lawn Fawn YETI white pigment ink for the snowflake above. We are also doing 3 different designs on these tags, 2 of each. We'll have the For You With Love with the snowflake above, and then we have lots of joy inside and a white snowflake above. And then finally, we're going to have a larger white snowflake, and then I'll show you how we're going to add a little phrase to that here in just a bit after we have the rest of the stamping done. On the back of all of these tags, we are stamping the box that says To From. So that instantly adds that really nice, professional looking design where it finishes it off perfectly and it gives you somewhere to write. I generally like to put my To and From on the back of the tag, mostly because if you want to reuse these, or if the recipient wants to reuse these, maybe hang them on a tree, use them as some sort of decoration, they totally can. Maybe not some of the more simple ones, but let's say Snowman, for example, someone might want to use that for, let's say, a scrapbook page. They want to use the tag after you have given them a gift. Maybe they're a scrapbooker, or they do art journaling, or want to add this to their planner, whatever it might be. Because a lot of us have more than one hobby, especially in paper crafting. You could very much take this and use it on another project. And I think a lot of people, I know I do that a lot. If I get something really beautiful like this, I like to use it in another way, or hold on to it, put it in a scrapbook, something like that. So here is the larger snowflake from the stamp set. I believe everything with the exception of one stamped greeting near the end of this video is from the stamp set included in the kit. So really, really great stamp set. It has lots of images, it has backgrounds, it has sentiments. It's just fantastic. I highly recommend it. Even if you don't get the kit, or you don't want the kit, you don't want all the components that come in it, as always, Simon is making that stamp set available for individual purchase, which is so awesome. That way, if you want to make some of your own tags with this great stamp set, you certainly can. Now, I think my white ink pad is getting a little dry, so I do apologize. I had to stamp some of my snowflakes more than once to get a good stamped impression. I probably need to get a new one or get a re-inker for it or something. But I love the white ink there on the KRAFT cardstock, and what I really love is not heat embossing. I did not want to heat emboss because I just wanted to save my time. You could get definitely a very similar look with heat embossing with white embossing powder, but I didn't want to take the time to stamp and then sprinkle on embossing powder and then heat set it because I was making so many tags. We'll do a couple more here. We're just going to add the little To From on the back to each of these. Very much assembly line style tag making here. When possible, I will do it assembly line style. You will notice that I did all of the similar tags together. We'll do our next group of 6 tags together, and then I kind of finished up or rounded out the tags today with a couple of individual designs. Okay, now we are going to take some little finishing details and finish up all of our small tags, and then go on and finish up our Santa Man tags. I did all of that stamping, and then we're going to go ahead and take all the little tags, and then I did take some lawn trimmings twine from my collection, from my crafty stash. This is from Lawn Fawn. It's black and white, and I thought it really worked nicely with these tags. In the kit, you're going to get some like hemp twine. It's not a ton. I did use it on one tag, but you're going to probably want to use some twine, ribbon, something like that from your own stash for your tags. And I personally am a huge fan of the Lawn Fawn twine. I'm going to use 2 different kinds of that in my video today. We'll use the black and white here, and then we're going to use the white and red sparkle for 3 tags, I believe. And then I even used some silk ribbon from, I believe it was the Simon Says Stamp gift card kit that was just came out last week. I had some red, kind of a really pretty deeper red ribbon left over from that kit, so I'm going to use up some of that as well. I hold on to all those little bits and pieces. I felt like my tags were really cute. They're definitely simple, but I felt like they needed something. I love a little embellishment, and so as I was tying on all of my ribbon, I was really thinking, what can I do to add just something to these to dress them up? I always love a little heart embellishment or star or snowflake, especially the little clay embellishments. I have really loved those in my card making, but I also love them for tag making. And I have some little black hearts from Trinity Stamps in my stash that I thought would be super cute. And I actually originally pulled out some red ones because my inclination is to go kind of traditional with my colors. But I, on a whim, grabbed the box of black ones that I bought. I don't think I've ever used them. And I'm so glad I did, because when I laid them out on my desk before I started filming this portion of the video, the difference was amazing. I really like keeping the color combination to the white and black on KRAFT. So the little black hearts in the center of the snowflakes is such a little fun finishing touch. It's very small, but it makes a big difference. I think gemstones, little jewels, sequins, all kinds of things would really be pretty here. Even a white one, I kind of had considered doing like a little white gem in the center, or even decorating more than one part of the snowflake. So just a couple of different ideas for that. Now, our larger little snowflake here. I am going to add some black hearts to this, but first I did want to add some sort of text to this design, but because this snowflake's a little bit bigger, I actually opted to use the small phrase "with joy and peace" from the stamp set included in the kit. We're going to stamp it on smooth white cardstock twice, and then trim it into a thin strip with our paper trimmer and adhere it to our tag with some foam adhesive. This also gives a little bit of dimension, and I believe these are the only 2 tags that I used today that have our sentiment separate from the tag, meaning they weren't stamped directly onto the tag base and instead are their own little piece. So that's going to fit right in the center. It looks really cute. Great way to utilize that sentiment, utilize the snowflake. And then we will add the little black hearts above and below. I also really think that my other KRAFT tags, the larger size that Santa Man is going to go on, We'll need some white snowflakes to balance it out. I did put together one of the Santa Man tags off camera and quickly realized that he looks a little plain on the front of this tag. So even though I had already adhered him, I just used a little post-it tape to mask it off because I will be stamping all the rest of the tag fronts and then assembling the Santa Man on top. We're also adding some snowflakes to the back right above our stamped sentiments, just for a nice cohesive look. And again, I love to finish them off with as much detail as possible. I love those finishing details. So adding little snowflakes, making sure I'm doing 2 of the same design at a time because I did have to move them depending on where I stamped the larger part of the phrase. Now I actually got to the end of my tags, and that cute little wreath there from Tim Holtz, I actually meant to add to a tag and I forgot. So probably we'll be adding that to something a little bit later, and I'll be showing that either on Instagram or even a video here on YouTube. We'll just see where that falls, but I wanted to use that and it got shoved aside and I kind of forgot about it. There's so much in this kit, it's very easy to do. Now that the back of our tags are done, I am going to stamp the front. And what I did to make it really easy is I'm going to line up about 3 snowflakes up along maybe the top, and then we're going to do some along the bottom, but we're going to stamp all of the tags at one time so that we can do this step assembly line style as well. So I'm stamping that trio of snowflakes, switching out to the next tag, stamping that trio of snowflakes, switching out. And this step makes such a huge difference. I wish I would have shared or shown the Santa tag that I didn't do this with on camera. I don't think I did, but it just makes a huge difference, the addition of a few little snowflakes. So there is our next little grouping. I think I did about 3 different groupings just to fill in the edges. Didn't need to worry about the center of the tag because that's where our die cutting is, our die cut Santa Man is going to go. And I've already added my black and white twine to the top of each of these tags as well. Once I have my white snowflakes all stamped, it is time to add our Santa Man. And for that, I have die cut Santa Man from smooth white cardstock, some of the red cardstock included in the kit, white glitter cardstock, gold metallic cardstock, and some pearlescent vellum. And then we're going to assemble Santa Man on each tag. I found it easiest to start with his beard and then add his mustache, hat, and finally finish with the glasses. Before we add glasses to our design, we do want to add some shading to the beard. I'm also going to use some acrylic blocks to hold down all of the die cut pieces while that liquid glue is drying. So we just want to assemble each of these. One little tip is the pom-pom for his hat. Because it hangs off the right side of the tag, there's really nowhere to assemble it if you are just doing more of the traditional assembly of Santa Man. I'm going to put a little tab of glue up at the very end of the hat and layer the pom-pom over that end so that it has something to attach to. And I don't think it changes the look of the tag or of the Santa Man that much. And that way you still have that great little look. And I even really love that it like the tip of the beard and the pom-pom hang off the edge of the tag a little bit. If you want to use sunglasses as opposed to the spectacles, you can do that very easily as well. And my other idea is if you want to use the Man, the Myth stamp set and coordinating dies, you could do that and do coloring as opposed to die cutting, like color the image and then die cut the entire shape out. I do want to tell you that those dies are going to be solid and not have the die cut outline. For example, the glasses and sunglasses are going to be a solid image and not have the inside die cut piece like you see here. They die cut like this in Snowman. So while the two sets look very similar, the stamp set has its own dies, and then this is a standalone die set for Snowman. For the beard, the thing that I think makes the biggest difference in this project is adding shading with Copic markers. We're using Warm Gray 1 and 2. I like to use Warm Gray 2 first to kind of feather or flick in some hair, beard detailing, and then I'm going to take Warm Gray 1 and pull that color out more. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to show you that in a little more detail. I've had a lot of requests from you guys wanting to see this a little bit closer up, so I hope that this gives you a little bit better idea. I do it really fast. I know I've sped the video up so it's even quicker, but I did this really quick. I didn't spend a ton of time with it, and I kind of think that's maybe what makes it work so well almost, is not overthinking it. Just getting that color on there, because anything you do adds so much texture to what is otherwise a very flat design. So just kind of pulling out that darker color with our lighter color, and then don't forget the mustache. I come out from the center, both directions, and then from each end. And that's the same thing for the beard, up at the top and down at the bottom, kind of meeting in the middle, if you will, but never truly overlapping and not over blending. We're going to do this for the rest of our Snowman tags and then finish the assembly before we move on to the next set of tags. So with the 6 small craft tags and now the 6 larger craft tags, we already have 12 tags complete. The difference you get by adding some Copic shading to beards, whether it's for gnomes or for Santa, makes all the difference in the world. And you can really see here the difference between the ones up above that have been done and then the one that I just started. The spectacles. I love the look of gold metallic cardstock for these. I'm using some Lawn Fawn gold metallic cardstock in order to get the two-tone. So I want the glasses part to be a different paper. We're going to use Lawn Fawn pearlescent vellum. You have to die cut the spectacles twice. Once from gold metallic cardstock and once from pearlescent vellum. Same goes for the Snowman hat. That was die cut from red cardstock and then again from white glitter cardstock, because that's a single die. The hat's a single die and the spectacles are a single die. And then there's also sunglasses and then the beard mustache. We're going to glue the spectacles in place. And then in order to adhere the vellum and not see the adhesive show through, I'm going to use a Xyron sticker maker, and I'm going to simply put the vellum die cut pieces into my Xyron sticker maker, run that through, and then peel them off like a sticker and adhere them, inlay them into the glasses. The pearlescent vellum is bar none my absolute favorite way to create spectacles. I love the little pearlescent sheen to them. I like how it's not you know, it's not traditional vellum, so it's not that same look. It just gives it a little bit different look. And whatever it is, I think it's so amazing. You can see it there over on the left side of the screen. I'm adding another one right here. And then that Xyron sticker maker is so handy. I do not use mine all that much, but when I need to attach vellum and I have no creative way to hide it under anything like I don't here, that comes in so handy. Okay, who is ready to move on to some more tags? One of my most favorite collections from Simon is from a few years ago, and it's their picture book Santa, Snowman, and Deer. We're going to use the Snowman and Deer for each one. We're going to do 3 snowmen and 3 deer cards using those dies. So those are from my stash, but we first are going to create some really cool decorative backgrounds with the white tags. These are again some smaller tags, but instead of being super simple, because they're the same size, I believe, as the KRAFT ones we just did. They are. These are going to be a little more detailed. So these are going to be something that, again, the recipient might want to reuse. Really fun. So we're going to take 3 of the white tags and we're going to stamp with black ink the text image from the stamp set included in the kit. And I am stamping it right below the hole reinforcer down the bottom of the card. So it's giving an all over text background to our tag. That's kind of the look I was going for here. We're going to do that 3 times. Then we're going to switch it out and we are going to do 3 striped backgrounds with red ink using the other background image from the stamp set. For the striped backgrounds, I'm using some Lawn Fawn Lobster Red ink. It is my by far favorite Christmas red ink, at least to me. I really love that ink for my red stamping when I want a true bright red. Excuse me. Then on the back of each of my tags, I'm going to take that to from rectangle stamped image, and we are going to stamp that with black ink so that the back of each tag is finished off, and there's the perfect spot to write your name and the gift recipient's name. To assemble our picture book deer, I have used Lawn Fawn paper bag, vanilla malt, and then Hero Arts chestnut cardstocks, and then some of the pattern paper from the kit for the scarf around the neck. The deer will not completely fit on the tag, nor will the snowman, which is totally fine. That didn't bother me because we're just going to have it trimmed off the bottom edge. So I adhered it like this, and then I will go back with my scissors once the glue has dried and snip off the rest of that body. I don't think you lose anything by that, and you'd end up with this super cute little tag with either a deer face or a snowman face. I chose not to do the picture book Santa simply because we have all of the Santa Man tags and I wanted to showcase something a little different. So playing around with these again, I know in the past I have done other projects with these picture book dies. They continue to be some of my favorites from my stash, and I love to try to showcase some maybe, previously released products like these with newer products like the stamps and this kit to show you how you can still breathe in life to older products. I am a huge fan of using older products in my paper crafting because those products are still amazing and I love finding new ways to utilize them. One of my favorite things about this is I decided to grab some red pom-poms from my stash and pop those on his nose to make this Rudolph. And then instead of inlaying the eyes, I opted to use some Nuvo Crystal Drops in Ebony Black. and that is going to finish off the eyes really nicely without any of that extra inlay. And then for the reindeer tags, we're going to use the red and white Lawn Trimmings twine. And on the snowman tags, we will use the black and white. Either one really works, but with the red and white background of the deer tags, I thought that the red and white string would work a little bit better. So here are our black text backgrounds, and we're going to assemble the snowman very much the same way we did the deer. So the snowman body is going to hang off the edge of the tag. We'll be trimming off that excess. I am die cutting white, black, and orange pattern paper. And then the band around his top hat is a pattern paper from the kit, and the plaid scarf, another pattern paper from the kit. You will notice the scarf for the deer and the scarf for the snowman both hang off the edge of the tag a little bit. I did this on purpose. I liked the movement of that, and I felt like if I trimmed that off, you kind of lose the detail that is the scarf, especially with the snowman. So I went ahead and left that as is for the tag. And I love the little addition of the plaid scarf. I tried to use the plaid scarf for the deer, but I didn't think it worked as great on the red and white background, at least not to me. And then I will finish the snowman with some R00 Copic marker blended out with the blender for some pink cheeks, and a little crystal lacquer for the eyes and the nose, and a little red clay heart attached to each top hat for another little pop of color. These were so super fun to make, and I think that they would make anyone smile. Next, we have a very classic, very clean and simple tag. I am taking the black tag from the kit, and I'm actually going to use the Merry Christmas script sentiment from my stash. This is the one stamp I was talking about that is not from the kit that I used for my tags. I love this, and it was very much inspired by a tag I saw on Pinterest. I believe it was a white tag that had been stamped with a Merry Christmas script in green, and I thought it was so classic and elegant. So I wanted to create something similar here with this. I want to prep my tag first with a powder tool, stamp the Merry Christmas with clear embossing ink, and heat emboss with white embossing powder. The white on black, my absolute favorite look. This is also the tag where I took that burgundy ribbon that was left over from the Gnome Peeking gift card kit, and I'm going to tie that to the top of my tag. You can very easily remove that, change out the color, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to tie on some of the hemp twine from the kit as the actual little hanger for this. But the ribbon serves more as just a decorative element at the top of the tag and adds a little pop of color. We'll do that in a little bit. We do want to stamp on the back of the tag to and from. I'm going to use the scripty ones so they kind of match the look and feel of the Merry Christmas on the front. But it's funny that this is probably one of my favorite tags. I say that. I love all of the tags today, but it really, really is elegant. And I think it's so much fun. And these would be great to make a whole bunch of those as well, because that would be very quick and easy. Finally, I did want to showcase the new Christmas tree tag die that comes in the kit, also available for individual purchase. We are going to create this cute little inlay tree. It's a shaped tag, which I think is always fun. There were shaped tags in last year's kit as well that were really cute. I think it was maybe a stack of presents and a stocking. I think that was last year's. I hope I'm not thinking of 2 years ago. But these are always really popular and really cute. So the background I actually die cut from that plaid pattern paper from the kit. Then I used the gold metallic paper from my stash to create the outline, the green pattern paper from the kit for the green part of the tree, and some red pattern paper from the kit for the red ornaments, the wood grain paper for the stem, and then I just used some white glitter paper from my stash for the star. We're going to do all the inlay. I die cut the background piece because it's two separate pieces for this tag. It's the tree shape, and then it's the outline shape. So I die cut it again from white cardstock and adhered it to the back to really make the tag nice and sturdy, and also give me a nice area to stamp to and from. Because I don't really know what was on the back of this plaid paper, but I'm thinking it was something that didn't look really nice and clean, which is what I wanted for the back of my little tree tag. I'm adding all those little ornaments. Something I didn't do, but I think would be cute, is adding glossy accents or crystal lacquer to the ornaments. Or you could even just forego inlaying these and use Nouveau crystal drops or gems, something like that if you wanted to. Lots of ways to embellish this cute little tree. And I think a shaped tag is always a fun little way. I'm a huge fan of shaped tags. I did a lot of kind of standard actual tag shapes, so it was fun to mix it up with something that had a little bit of shape to it. We're going to use some of that hemp twine on this tag as well. Remember, this is from the kit. And I think you could probably get 3 or 4 little tag hangers, depending on how long you make them, out of the hemp twine that comes in this kit. And then just on the back of this, we're going to use to and from the cursive style from the stamp set, stamped with black ink. Once that is done, that is 20 tags with the Simon Says Stamp Holiday Tag Kit for 2020. I hope this has inspired you to start your holiday tags, and please be sure to come back soon because I have another big tag video to share with you that will be coming in a day or two, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for these 20 tags. The supplies I used to create them are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another video featuring Simon Says Stamp products that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a new card making video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.